Let's do this.
Turkey.
Turkey. We just watched the 2020 Oscars, and we have a little bit to say about it. There's been some hot takes and some trash takes.
Yeah.
I guess the first major thing we wanted to talk about was Parasite winning, basically sweeping the major awards.
It got a lot of big awards.
So it got Best Picture, got Best Director, pretty sure it got Best Original Screenplay as well.
Mm-hmm.
What's been interesting is that there's a lot of people are saying that Parasite really didn't deserve it, especially people who seem to have not seen the movie and who have claimed to not see it. And one of the arguments they've been using is that it wasn't seen by a lot of Americans. But first of all, I believe it gained over $100 million at the box office, which is quite a lot. But
more than something like Birds of Prey right now.
Right. But the Academy's not here to decide which movie is the most popular and also decent. The Academy is there to decide which movie they liked the best or thought was the most deserving or thought was the most deserving of the award. And Parasite, I personally believe that it is definitely at least in contention for Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Original Screenplay. I don't necessarily believe that it should have taken all of those, and you can take it away with that.
Yeah, there were definitely points raised that it shouldn't have been nominated for Best International Film and Best Film altogether. I'm not entirely sure what I think about that.
I disagree. I think that if the international film is also the best film, then there you go. But usually the thing is with the amount of resources that international films have, they're a little more limited. They don't have the chance to compete with like the big American movies.
But at least now it's opened the doors for more international films to really step up their game.
And potentially cross over into America like Parasite did.
Because I haven't experienced a film that's done that.
Yeah, like truly transcended the line between...
Like everyone in America and in like the Western world knows about Parasite.
Well, we saw The Farewell, and people are saying that got snubbed. We don't personally believe it got snubbed.
It was a great film.
It was good, but it wasn't on the level of the best Oscar
This was a
picks.
good year.
So. Yeah, and that movie like gained a lot of critical acclaim, and it didn't come close to transcending that line. So it was, first of all, really inspirational to see Parasite do so. But typically the Oscars is more democratic process, and they don't dump all the awards onto one film because there's a lot of deserving films, and they decide to divvy up the awards like that. And with so many amazing films this year, I was surprised to see they really like loaded all their chips on Parasite. And don't get me wrong, we really loved Parasite.
Yeah. It's in my top 10 films now. Like I absolutely love it, but something like Best Direction we think should have gone to 1917 for its amazing direction. And Parasite also has amazing direction, but it should have gotten the credit for that after the like groundbreaking stuff it did.
Parasite was already winning Best International Film and Best Picture, so perhaps it would have been good to split it up. But these are all like nitpicks. Like overall, the decisions for the Oscars, we mostly were totally happy with.
I had really no problems except for one, which was we didn't personally like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood very much at all, actually.
I thought the dialogue, compared to, considering Parasite's on topic right now, compared to a movie like Parasite, it wasn't even close.
And Tarantino was known to have, like, the best dialogue in Hollywood.
And if his dialogue's not top-notch, when that's, like, the core of his movie, it just kind of fell flat for us. There was a lot of cool stuff in it, don't get me wrong, but it definitely did not stand up to the other films that were nominated, in our opinion. The only one we didn't see was Ford versus Ferrari. That was, like, heavily nominated.
We will be seeing that at some point, though. Do not worry.
Right. The other point that was raised with all this concern was that kind of weird notion that Joker addressed all these important issues and Parasite didn't.
Well, that was raised by people who hadn't seen Parasite, so... Right. I mean, that's kind of on them for not accessing the knowledge that's accessible and then making a video about it.
It is literally about the same topics as the Joker. It's just in different formats and told differently. I slightly prefer Joker, but I absolutely love Parasite as well. And it's kind of weird to see these two films that have such like symbiotic messages kind of clashing.
Yeah. As Beyond the Trailer said, like it really shows the a lot of the problems in the world are kind of like there aren't any barriers between countries. Like they're pretty much all the same.
Right,
It's
they're
about
global
class
problems.
and yeah.
And we really liked the way that kind of neither movie felt too preachy because it didn't have like a hand-delivered message. It just says, this is what could happen if things are left unchecked.
Especially Parasite, like there are a lot of times when I didn't know exactly who I was meant to be rooting for.
Right.
Like the poorer family or the richer family, because they're both bad in different ways.
And they're both
really
honorable in different
likable,
ways.
yeah.
Right.
That was super interesting to watch that.
Yeah. I guess the last major thing that I wanted to mention was just like the political aspect of the Oscars is something that just, to me, makes zero sense. And I think Ricky Gervais kind of like...
He
exposed
explained it well.
And explained it fairly well. It's a lot of people that are completely disconnected with the world, who are millionaires and billionaires, trying to like self-flagellate / also, hey Bubba, / also kind of attack general audiences and stuff for not being good enough and being like immoral, and it just comes off as really preachy, especially in a Bobby, tail attack. Especially in a place that just, it's not the right venue.
It should be a place of appreciation to us. Like you're getting an award and you should be sitting there and you should really be thankful.
Stop, dude.
You should be thankful for all of the like reasons that got you there. But it seems like they're using it as a platform for social justice, which I understand because these are important issues. But there are other ways that you can do that without sounding preachy and without doing it at a place that's meant to be about appreciation.
Well, and it's about film, even more than about appreciation. It's about film, and I would love to hear maybe we watched some of the Spirit Awards, the Independent Spirit Awards or whatever they were, and some of those speeches were just miles above the speeches from the Oscars because they actually maybe talked about what they did to prepare for the film, kind of like...
Adam Sandler's speech was hilarious.
They were funny, they appreciated all the people who helped them get to the place they were.
They kind of had like a story almost, you know?
And there was some of that in
like
the Oscars. Bong Joon Ho was amazing. Yeah. He was very grateful.
He said some... like just interesting things that like really stick with you, you know.
And we just wish that like the Oscars could be about film, you know, and appreciation and just being grateful and honoring people who are just top notch at their craft. And it's kind of unfortunate that it's getting pushed to the side a little bit. And it wasn't too horrible.
Yeah.
Like it was just a few
people. The Golden
people.
Globes were a bit worse in my opinion. There was some hot takes in
it was a little dramatic at the Golden Globes for sure. But overall, I mean, I'd say I had a lot of fun watching it. The time kind of flew by. There was only a couple points where things kind of fell flat for me.
Billie Eilish's performance was great.
I thought it was great, yeah. But yeah, I mean, we just wanted to give our quick thoughts on it because this is our first Oscars that we've actually like... I've watched casually, but it's like the first one we've been invested in because we've seen a lot of the movies.
Yeah, we've actually seen the movies. I've usually seen like one or two. So
I thought overall it was a pretty decent show. It's unfortunate that people that have never seen Parasite are complaining about Parasite winning.
I mean, it's a good movie. Like,
yeah,
put it at that, you know.
I don't think anyone who's seen it, I haven't heard a single person who's seen it who disliked it. So
same. And that's interesting considering it's South Korean.
But anyways, that's all. And thanks for watching.
Bye!
Damn. We did it.